Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So I was looking at a video that we're going to go over together, and I was looking at this video like yesterday or something like that, and the amount of trying to reason out the fact that women are not men that women like to do at times over this internet really almost got to be studied, because why are y'all so averse to being women? Like, I just want to know. And I don't know what part of, I'm not even going to get too far into it before I show the video for you guys. Now, mind you, before I got on here, I did forget that I was supposed to be doing a show right now. Listen, let me tell y'all about to listen, because time moved up, right? So you know I'm fasting. So instead of fast being broke on like now, it doesn't break until an hour from now. And I promise you this, I'm not going to be doing no show no 7, 8 o'clock at night. So I said, oh, don't get comfortable, beloved. You supposed to be doing a show. Remember that? Remember a show? Had a topic lined up and everything. Okay. Listen, something to do for this last hour, this little treacherous last hour. The last hour before you break your fast is a treacherous little hour. Ooh, it's a little trifling hour. That's a trifling little hour. So we're going to watch it together, and we're going to pretty much go point for point. Oh no, I got it. I've been fasting a long time. You talking to a veteran faster. This the easy fast. This the short fast. This fast, winter time / springtime. This short fast. But I thank you for your encouragement. All right. Now, I will say this. Her hair in a funny style, but it's pretty. I don't know how much of it is hers, but if it's not hers all the way, at least she got her own texture. It's a little sideshow bobbish, but it's a little crusty to clownish. But we might let it slide. But what we not gonna let slide is this foolishness that she talking about.
I know I'm about to hurt some poor little egos with this one, but this whole men lead and women follow narrative is a complete lie. Neuroscience shows slight structural differences between the male and female brain, but it doesn't support this whole leader versus follower design. Studies have shown that the male brain has a stronger connection with its front and back hemisphere, which favors motor skills, single task focus, etc. The female brain has a stronger connection with its left and right hemisphere, which favors stronger intuition, multitasking, social cognition, etc. Leadership.
Now, mind you, she just contradicted herself. Maybe I know lint now. She said that studies have not shown any major neurological differences between men and women that would support the concept that men lead and women follow, while in the same breath saying that men's neurological structure favors front to back connections of the brain's hemispheres and women left to right connection of brain hemisphere. She's actually correct in what the connections do. Men are more single-minded, singular tasks. They work well focusing on single tasks, focusing their energy on it, motor skills, things of that nature. That is the natural setup of the male brain. The natural setup of the female brain does favor social cognition. It does favor things like intuition, multitasking. These things, this setup lends itself to our strengths as men and women, because men would have to be more singularly focused to get large things done, big tasks. Okay? So men would need to be more focused on singular things. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. But when we talk about focusing the energy and focusing their minds, okay? Because there are times when men have to do large tasks that call for focusing on step-by-step goals in order to see the larger goal through, and that focus needs to be there and not scattered with a million other tasks. Women, on the other hand, are very good at, or we're naturally predisposed towards multitasking. So I got something working over here. I got something cooking in the kitchen. I got the kids playing. I'm cleaning up over here. I stopped to do so. I got some work going right here. The TV on over here. We can do that. Now, when men walk into that environment, it's chaotic to them. They don't understand. They don't understand how women are getting anything done. The men don't understand how women get anything done. Okay? With that kind of mayhem and chaos going on. It's not chaos to us, or rather, we're accustomed to it and we understand where all of this stuff is. We know what we're doing. Okay? That's our version of being productive. Because if I can knock out 4 things at once and do them effectively, all 4 at the same time, that's a win. That's a win. Okay? So she just stipulated the difference between how men's minds work and how women's minds work. So how neurological science don't support it. But we're going to continue.
Is a skill, not a sex trait. A leader is someone with skills such as communication, empathy, decision making, integrity, emotional intelligence. And these are skills that both men and women possess.
Not necessarily. See, women, this kind of rhetoric I don't like. And the reason I don't like this rhetoric is because it's so black and white, and it doesn't make any sense. It's actually foolishness. Because in their bid to not be women, because women are so horrible and being a woman is the most horrible thing in the world, right? Supposedly. That they forget that just because the hierarchy is that men have leadership. So there's God, men, women, children, right? In their haste to try to be quote unquote equal with men, they forget that men are not equal to men. Hallelujah. They forget that men are not equal to men. Men are not equal to men. There are many men who cannot step up to a leadership plate at all. This doesn't negate his nature. But there's a difference between male and female nature and what we're predisposed to be able to do best. That doesn't mean that everybody does it to the same high level. That's not what that means. Because there are men that you cannot trust to lead nothing nowhere. And other men definitely don't trust them. And when those men's personal lives fall apart, they work life fall apart, all this stuff falling apart, the other men be like, cause you a mess, bro. Like you lame. It's all going that way because you a lame, bro. Like you lame. Like you do all kind of foolishness. What did you think was going to happen in your life? Your life is stupid because you's kind of stupid, bro. Like you make all kind of weird decisions. Like you be wilding most of the time. You realize that, don't you? And then there are men who have natural leadership. There are men who step into their leadership. Manhood, proper masculinity has to be taught. Just like proper femininity has to be taught. We born with our natures, but we are not born with the knowledge and understanding of how best to discipline that nature and make it more of a benefit than it is a risk or something negative. That actually has to be taught. And when it is not taught, and we are just left to our own devices, or we were taught the wrong thing to do, then that's when we go into a bunch of negativity. But leadership, the mantle of leadership, let me tell you this much before we go back to her. Women can detect good or bad leadership based on a couple of things. First of all, her own discernment and her own willingness to be a follower. her own willingness towards submission. Once you have a woman with that, it behooves us to be able to spot a good leader versus a bad leader. And from the female vantage point, good leaders and bad leaders are differentiated by their outcomes. Not necessarily their methodology, but the outcome. If you are a good leader, then most of the time you should be coming up with the outcomes that you set forward to have. Most of the time. Nothing is perfect. Nothing is 100%. If you are a bad leader, then your life is likely in some type of shambles. Somewhere your life in shambles. Probably in the most important parts, shambles. So when you are a bad leader, most of the things that you touch don't yield you good outcomes. This is how women that have discernment detect good and bad leadership. It's not so much the methodology of the leadership, but the outcomes from it. That's why we'll go for a man that quote unquote got his life together, because apparently he has good decision making skills. He may have good problem solving skills. And so he has placed those skills to the test, and they are yielding him good outcomes more often than not. Okay? A man that can't get good outcomes and he constantly moving around and making decisions, well, your decision making probably suspect, sir. You don't really get these good outcomes you call yourself quote unquote working towards, but your decision making up until this point, you told me a whole bunch of stuff, and it's not good. It don't sound good. So while women don't take up the mantle of leadership in the way that we're talking about today, like leaders of the society and leaders of the relationships and things of that nature, it behooves us to be able to detect it. Because women that don't have good discernment often end up with men that don't have good leadership, because she doesn't know one way or the other, and she's not really a submissive woman anyway. So leadership would be difficult for her. Leadership would be difficult for her to follow. But I'm going to stop running my mouth, because we ain't really got nothing but an hour. I'm going to be kind of a little strict. So here we go.
This whole idea that men are leaders is like you're just ignoring the fact that neuroplasticity exists, which is the brain's ability to rewire itself. This is something that anyone can do. But I peep game. I understand why there's so many guys so obsessed with a woman following them. It's all because of your wounded ego. Because if a man's sense of worth is tied to being superior to a woman, then a woman that's operating in her full strength is going to feel like a threat to his identity. He feels exposed. Suppressing a woman is a defense mechanism. Keeping a woman in a follower role is creating a predictable environment where you don't ever have to face or be confronted with the areas that you are lacking.
Which is patently false. Everything she said is false. Wrong, wrong, and wrong. Wrong, wrong, and wrong. A woman operating in her actual femininity. And then you lay it on bell. Like, who ringing my bell anyway? Do I got anything coming? Oh. My apologies. Everything that she said is wrong. Okay. Everything she said was wrong. It was absolutely wrong. When she starts talking about neuroplasticity, oh no, this is where I was at. A woman operating in her full femininity is not suppression. In point of fact, a woman who is operating properly as a wife to a husband, she don't do nothing but expose where he's lacking. Do we understand that? And that actually works the other way as well. When two people get into a marriage, the marriage becomes the mirror for both people. And I've said this before, it exposes what's wrong, not what's right with you, but it exposes your weaknesses. And these might not be weaknesses that break the marriage or deal breakers, but they are things that you're supposed to work on if you want your marriage to be stronger. So a woman that coming into a marriage doing what she's supposed to be doing, it automatically exposes any area of weakness in his leadership because you have a good follower. So if you have a good follower and things aren't panning out, you have to look to your leadership. You have to. Unless you're just going to be arrogant about it. That's just like a basketball team. You got star players in each position, yet nobody's winning these games. Who you got to look at? The player or the coach? Who you got to look at now? If you know you got quality players in each position, yet games are being lost left and right under the guidance of this coach, now you got to look at the coach. So good followership always exposes whether or not leadership is good or not. This is why sports teams like football teams and basketball teams do what they do. If they have a losing team, the first thing that they do is replace the players if the players need replacing. Let's say we don't got necessarily star players. It might be the players. So what they'll start doing is drafting quality players. If them drafts keep on going and the team don't improve, now the organization has to look at leadership. They're going to start with the coaching. Let's get a new set of coaches in here. If that still don't make a difference, it just keep going up the ladder. So if the coaches wasn't a problem, the players wasn't a problem, it might be the GM. Maybe the GM don't draft right. So then we got to wipe out the whole GM. We got to wipe him out and get another GM in here. So maybe you see what I'm saying? It goes up. Because once we solve for the players, which in this case are the followers following the leadership of the coaches and the team, and that don't make the team win, we got to look at the leadership. So followership, proper followership always exposes leadership. It go the other way around as well. Proper leadership exposes bad followership. Because if a man is coming in doing what he has to do and the outcomes is not being executed, we got to look at the follower. We got to look at the woman. What is she not doing? Where are her weaknesses? What is she not, you know what I'm saying? Which part of this is she not actually fulfilling? So let's say for a football team, you get a winning coach. This coach got a history of winning. You bring him into the team because you need him to coach your players up. You think you got decent players. This winning coach come in, can't win with these players. The first thing we gonna do is start getting rid of these players because the coach has a track record of winning. So we're not gonna question him first. We're gonna question you first as the player. Because he has already proved that his coaching style, his formula, and all of those things actually work. That's why we brought him on. So if you can't execute the game plan and things of that nature, we got to get you out of there. So we're going to go on a quick commercial break. I'm not even going to be too long. But after these messages, we'll be right back. I need everybody to go to ashkicking.com. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. If you want to keep your skin looking and feeling its absolute best, then you need the body butter that is on the screen right now. If this is going to be your first order, please take advantage of the 10% discount using the promo code Crimson at checkout. All right. Oh, you guys are bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button. Bam, bam. You got to Thank you thank you so much. My good brother, the Dennis Sperling. Y'all gonna know him as the Blizzard King. This is my good brother. Says, sister, thank you so much for your brilliance and wisdom. You are one of the best on YouTube. I appreciate that. Thank you so very much. That's crazy how that works. Because I was just thinking about, I said, I ain't seen a Dennis show in a minute. I need to catch the brother. So if y'all not subscribed to Dennis, I don't know why not. Hop to it. Okay. Did I do the little thumb dance? Yeah, I did the thumb dance with you. I'm a little out of sorts, but I ain't that out of sorts.
Right here is official. Never really saw anything like this before. How do you know when you're doing the proper push up? You gotta go all the way down, chest touching the floor, coming back up full extension. But now that you told me how to do it, now how you know when you're doing it? You don't know, and you won't know unless you have what it is. Nah, that was fire. That was fire. Make sure it keeps you accountable. Accountability is everything. So
incredible. You can't cheat.
Great.
Go all the way down and all the way up, and that's one solid rep. Good money.
Awesome. That's it. It's no arguing, no debating, no questioning. All the way down, all the way up. You got to start and finish the same way. Check out my shit. I'm glad.
Fucking crib right now.
Once again, I know you like that. That link is now pinned to the top of the chat, theproperpush.com/VIP. So when you click that link, it's going to take you right here to the screen in front of you. And it's going to ask you the very important question, how do you know when you've done a proper push-up? And the answer is you don't know. And you won't know until you have a proper push, a revolutionary piece of push-up equipment that is designed to ensure that you complete each rep perfectly. Because we all know that we're supposed to go all the way up and all the way down. But what we don't know is when we're doing that, because we can do the push-ups and then we get fatigued and all of a sudden we're not doing a complete rep. So the proper push is there to ensure that the rep is done perfectly, properly, each and every time. It has a counter on it so that you don't have to worry about counting your reps or losing your place. So there's a count mode to make sure that you keep your place. There is a plank mode for beginners. For those of you who lack the core strength to actually do a proper push-up, the plank mode is there to assist you to make sure that you gain the strength to actually do a push-up. And for the elite athletes who know that they can do proper pushes, there is a timer mode. So how many proper pushes can you do in 60 seconds? Okay. So what you want to do is come hit the link at the top of the chat that's pinned to the top of the chat, lands you right here at this page. And we're asking only for your email so that you can sign up and receive an exclusive VIP offer, because we are going to launch a Kickstarter campaign very soon for this product. So what you want to do is lock in your VIP spot. Okay, the perks are reserved only for founding members, and they are 100 spots only. So what you're going to do is get 20% off the proper push when the product is ready to launch. Once again, there's only 100 spots available. You're going to be able to get access to exclusive discounts on package deals, exclusive proper push merch, instant alerts when our Kickstarter goes live, and first access to early bird Kickstarter rewards and limited deals. So once you hit the email, all it's going to do is ask you to confirm the email address that you just put in. And then the most important part is you want to check your inbox after you verify your email, because what is going to happen is you're going to have that reserve launch invite email. That's the most important email. So check your junk, check your spam folder if you have to, but be on the lookout, because that email will show up to your email inbox. Once you get that, you're able to lock in your VIP spot and reserve your spot. Okay. All right. Now, let's get back to her. Okay.
A lot of y'all are describing is hierarchy, not partnership. You see, all of this confusion between the man and the woman is designed purposely. There's a reason why the feminine teaching has been taken out the Bible. Speaking of the Bible, because I know you're about to quote the Bible and say, well, it's in the Bible. I highly suggest some of y'all go reread the Bible. But anyways, there's a reason why women are being undermined. Because if people really understood our true nature, then we will know how to use it together to our advantage.
Y'all don't even know how to use your nature to your advantage. There is a hierarchy, and that's what a lot of these women don't understand. There is a hierarchy, and there's supposed to be a hierarchy. It's not supposed to be one-to-one, because the one-to-one puts the women at a disadvantage. It actually puts women at a disadvantage. And this is what I think most of these women don't understand. Trying to make women be on the same wavelength, doing the same thing, being responsible for the same things in the world and in a relationship actually puts women at a disadvantage. That does not play into any of our strengths. That plays always into a woman's weaknesses all the time. There are very few women in history that have truly been capable of leadership and have done so on a large scale, leading society, you know what I'm saying, or being like a queen or a monarch. Very few women in history have demonstrated the level of competency that it would take and actually to lead groups of people on a large scale and for a sustained time. Right. I would struggle to name 5. I would struggle for that. Because while there have been historically many female leaders, those leaders have not always been good leaders. Just because she was in that place doesn't mean she did a good job. And I mean, there have been male leaders that didn't do a good job either. But at the same time, that's not what we're talking about. Thank you so much. What happened? Anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Says salute, Mrs. Crimson. Didn't she used to be on YouTube in a Rail Pit space? She did a full 360. I don't remember her from being on YouTube. I think I ran across her videos once or twice, but I don't think she was on YouTube. But thank you so much. I appreciate you. Okay. So very few women in history actually did an admirable job of being leaders. Listen, I wasn't even gonna say it because when somebody said YouTube, I said, "Oh, they." I thought that to myself. I said they probably mixing her up with Shay. No, Shay has been solid. I'm not even gonna do Shay like that. Shay been solid. So, said she was starting up on panels and then she had her own page. She was married too, but I guess life did a 360. Listen, I'm not really familiar with the young lady. I don't remember that, but you know, just because I didn't see it, that don't mean nothing. If y'all say that, I don't know what to say with the young lady, but she's wrong here. She's wrong here because she's double talking. She's trying to make a point about how the biology of men and women does not support a hierarchy of men and women, while at the same time making points that actually destroy that former point that she's trying to make. Because our biology and our sociology, our psychology actually does lend itself to that structure of God, man, woman, child. It actually does lend itself to that. Those are our strengths. And y'all are so busy trying to not be women that you actually overlook what is the strength of women. Women struggle like this because what women do, what we're good at doing, what we have been called to do is largely intangible. It is not concrete. Okay? The things that women do, what we're good at, what we were called even to do by the Most High, those things are largely not concrete things. So it's difficult to quantify it. It's difficult to measure it because so much of it is in the abstract. So much of it is on the energetic plane. Most of it, a good 90-some% of it. Okay? What men do is more concrete, more quantifiable, more measurable. So it would appear that men do everything and women do nothing. And so these women are trying to escape that. They're trying to escape, well, it's not that women don't do anything. So instead of leaning towards and truly trying to understand what it is that women actually do very well and accepting that it's not concrete most of the time, they only can put value towards what they see. And so therefore you can only put value towards what men do because what men do is visual. It's concrete. It's something you can count. It's something you can measure. It's something you can see. Something you can put your hands on. Because when we talk about a man being able to singularly focus and a woman being multitasking, that's actually lending itself to our helpmeet status. Because the reason that a man, listen to me very closely. Listen to me very closely. There's a reason why the most successful men have wives. What do you think she's doing? He's able to spend countless hours, time, energy, brain power, focus for hours, weeks, months, years at a time on a specific thing. Why? Why he can dedicate that time? What's happening in the background that he's able to dedicate that time? Exactly. She's facilitating it. How? All the stuff, the mundane, everyday tasks, the small tasks, even the bigger tasks, all the errands, all the rearing, the cooking, the cleaning, the washing, the taking the car, making sure the bills got paid, making sure these things got paid, making sure this task got done. So he don't have to use his brain to do it. That's why we're good at multitasking. It's unsung work. It's unsung work. It really is invisible work. That's invisible work. Because that work, the work, the focus, the day-to-day stuff she doing, that's not paying no money most of the time. It's not glamorous. None of that stuff is glamorous. You don't get no cookie for that. The only cookie that you could even possibly get it's from the man that you do it for. He the one supposed to give you cookies for that. This is where mutual, what's the word I'm looking for? Appreciation goes on. This is where mutual appreciation helps to support the marriage and the emotional connection of the marriage. Because he doesn't know everything she go through in that house with them kids. And even if she not a housewife, she could be working outside too and doing all of that stuff. If she a good woman, he don't know. He doesn't know that it's been scientifically proven that when women see clutter, our cortisol go up and our anxiety go up. He don't know that. He don't know that. He don't know them kids and the words you done turned you every which way but loose, and so is the job and everything else. He don't know that. So a thank you go a long way to her. This also works in the reverse. She don't know all of the stuff that he is having to do, things that he's having to sacrifice, things that he's having to, you know what I'm saying, in order to perform, in order to do what he's doing. She don't know all the ins and outs of that. So some appreciation go a long way. Baby, thank you so much for taking care of our family. Thank you. You see what I'm saying? She don't have to know all the ins and outs. He don't have to know all the ins and outs. We just have to be appreciative of one another, because even though I don't know everything you doing, I know you doing something that benefit you and us. And the same thing with him. Baby, I don't know what you do all day, everything necessarily, but I know that what you are doing benefits us. And I wonder why y'all don't like that. I don't know if she finished or not. I don't think she is, matter of fact.
A real leader respects a woman as a leader and sees her as a strategic partner, not a follower. I know I'm about to hurt some poor little egos with this one.
I ain't broke. Let me see something. I ain't broke this out in quite some time. There are 4 different types of followers. The red and the yellow, we don't need. The blue and the green. But I'm going to go through all 4 of them. Starting from the red, I'm going to go from red to yellow to blue to green. The alienated follower is cynical. This follower's participation level is very low, mediocre, or absent. They have little to no belief in the leader, and they either passively, regretfully, or negatively help him. This follower also has high and independent critical thinking skills, but they use them as well as their knowledge to undermine, question, or challenge the leader. The passive follower, that's in yellow. The sheep. This follower's participation level is low, mediocre, or non-existent. They have little to no belief in the leader, and they passively, regretfully, or negatively help him. This follower has little or no independent critical thinking skills and will blindly follow the leader. This is why I be saying ain't no blind following. I hope y'all are getting this. Y'all are getting this? In blue, the conformist follower, a yes person, a lackey, basically. This follower's participation level is very high. They have a strong belief in the leader and they actively support him. But the follower has low or no independent critical thinking skills, and they will follow or adopt the leader's ideas to provide support. This is okay. The blue is okay, not bad. Most men will take the blue. Most men will take the blue. Most men will take the blue. They'll take the mess out of the blue. She's not going against them. But the downside is that she don't got no independent critical thinking skills. So she doesn't take no initiative nowhere. But she will support. And the higher function is the exemplary follower, effective. This follower's participation level very high. They have a strong belief in the leader. They actively and harmoniously support him. The follower also has high independent and critical thinking skill, and they utilize it and their knowledge to support the leader. Most of today's Black women fall in the red or the yellow. The ones who fall in the yellow think they're good women. The one that falls in the yellow thinks they're good women because they don't say anything. They are blindly following. They have zero initiative. They may or may not believe in what the leader's talking about. They just there for the ride. They just there for the ride. And then not to forget the one in gray, the pragmatic follower. She's just a survivor. This follower's participation level is neither low nor high. They only believe in themselves and only actively support things that interest them. This follower has basic critical thinking skill and contributes skills only when beneficial for them. Okay? So most Black women of today is either in that red, they're in that gray too. The users are in the gray. The users are in the gray. The ones in the gray are the ones that go get simps that they don't like, but the simp will sponsor them. These women are in survival mode. Notice that I told y'all a while back, you cannot get people that are in survival mode. They'll lie to you. They'll do anything in order to survive. So they're just doing whatever. Whatever you say, yeah, okay, whatever, just so I can get a place to lay my head or some money in my pocket or my bills paid or something like that. That's that. And then the other Black women who think they're good women are in the yellow. I don't say nothing. I don't be doing nothing to him, but you don't help. You become the dead weight to him. You're dead weight. And dead weight is a liability at this point. You're a liability at this point. So they be feeling like, since they not argumentative and they are not like causing a ruckus and stuff like that, they feel like they being good women, but they're not. They're actually being liabilities and dead weights. Black men will take the blue because at least the blue one is not working against him. She is supporting him. She just don't have a whole lot of initiative, but she is just going to do what he say, and she's going to believe in what he's talking about, and she's going to support. These actually are good women. The ones in blue are good women. They're good women. They're doing the best that they can. They can't help it that they don't really have a whole lot of initiative and independent critical thinking skills. They can't really help that. Sometimes that's just not in people. But she's good though. She's good though. This is why I said most men will take the one in blue. And she is a good woman. The one in green is an exceptional one. Okay? She has the components in terms of her independent critical thinking skills and her brain power of the red one, like the boss bee. She's got the knowledge and the high functionality of a boss bee and the compliance of the conformance. So she becomes effective and exemplary because she's dealing in best of the both worlds. She has the knowledge and the intelligence to help you. But she doesn't allow that intelligence to make her too arrogant to help you. I hope that helped y'all. I ain't brought that one out in a minute. Stop wanting to be partners with these men. Because you don't want to be responsible for the stuff that he's responsible for. And really, he don't want to be responsible for the stuff you're responsible for, to be honest with you. Them men don't want to be responsible for all them day-to-day tasks in that house. I swear he don't. I swear he don't. He don't want to be responsible for every moment with them kids. He don't want to do that. Pick them up to get the lunch. He don't want to do all that. And it ain't because he don't love them. He just don't want to do it. He don't want to be responsible for getting all the doctor's appointments together. He really don't. Anyway, I'm going to get on up out of here because it's about time to break this fast. So all the Muslims that's on the East Coast, it's time to break fast. Okay? All right. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host is the Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.